Bronx teenager with a knack for numbers is going viral on social media, but it's not for his dance moves or silly antics. He's now helping thousands of kids with math. CBS 2's Hazel Sanchez introduces us to a TikTok tutor.
So just a few days ago, China launched the rocket into space. The good news is that the launch was successful, and the rocket is now far, far away. The bad news is the rocket left a little something behind, and by little something, I mean a 21-ton object that is currently falling uncontrolled back to Earth. The object, which is much larger than pretty much anything that's ever fallen to Earth since 1990, was supposed to fall in a specific spot in the ocean. But the object accidentally got caught in Earth's orbit, and now no one knows when it's gonna fall or where it's gonna fall. The object is supposed to fall sometime in the next few days to a week, and it could hit literally anywhere between these two red lines. Hopefully they can find a way to do something about it, because if it hits an area with people, it's gonna be devastating. But for now, I'll keep you guys updated if there's any more news. If you haven't heard already, T-Mobile was recently hacked, and it's looking like it's really serious. Basically, a few days ago, some person on the dark web said that they had hacked into T-Mobile servers and had stolen personal data from more than 100 million different users. That data includes names, addresses, phone numbers, social security numbers, and a lot of other super valuable information. Since that post, T-Mobile has actually confirmed that they were indeed hacked. But they also said they're still investigating just how serious the breach was, and they haven't made an official announcement. Meanwhile, the hacker has said that they've already started selling the data. T-Mobile users just better hope they're lying.
Tell me why I'm in the bathroom and felt like I was being watched. Then there happens to be a double-sided mirror with a locked door next door.
A man was arrested and charged for a hate crime after this incident was caught on camera.
Japanese or Korean?
I'm Korean.
Kim Jong-un's boyfriend, huh? You're Kim Jong-un's boyfriend?
The two friends were eating at an In-N-Out burger on Christmas Eve when a man off camera began harassing them.
Just filming yourself eating?
Yeah.
You're weird, homosexual.
At first, the two friends tried to laugh it off.
I just want to eat my Flying Dutchman in peace, bro. It's because I'm ethnic. Honestly, for eating the Flying Dutchman, I kind of feel like I deserve to be hate crime.
After a while, however, the man became even more hostile.
I didn't say anything.
You didn't say anything?
No, sir.
Sounds like it spit in your face and it's a Filipino.
The two friends left after the restaurant closed and were escorted by staff to their car. California police arrested the man, a Colorado resident, after the San Ramon Police Department chief saw the video go viral on TikTok. According to the New York Times, he is no longer in custody, and it is unclear whether official charges will be filed.
Felt like he was on top of me, and I'm looking at him in his eyes, and I don't see him anymore. I don't see him anymore. It wasn't him. It was black. I've never been so scared in my life.
Sobbing through her second day of testimony, Amber Heard described Johnny Depp's alleged attacks in graphic detail.
My head was bashing against the back of the bar, and I couldn't breathe.
She accused Depp of slapping and kicking her during a private flight with others.
No one did anything. I felt so embarrassed that he could kick me to the ground in front of people.
And Heard broke down while claiming that during an alcohol-fueled rage in Australia, Depp sexually assaulted her.
I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this.
Her lawyers then showed images she took of the trashed home from that trip, including bloodstains.
There was blood on the carpet. I could see blood drips. My forearms were cut. My bottoms of my feet were sliced up pretty good.
I just want her back. I just want her back, man. I don't want to do none of this. I don't want to go to the funeral home. I don't want people's condolences. I don't want to do none of this. I just want my baby back. I just want my baby back, please.
Amerie Garza's life was taken at a school we could see from her own backyard.
I don't know what to do, man. She didn't deserve that.
No.
She didn't.
Oh, she didn't.
I just want to protect my little girl. And the last time I saw her, I just dropped her off at school. I didn't know it was going to be the last time I would see her.
That trip to school had been a little tradition for the pair, and the first indication that that morning's journey might be the last came in the form of a text message from Amerie's mother around noon.
She texted me and she was like, I heard gunshots, because apparently there was just like two.
And then I guess he drove over here, he wrecked his truck. By the time I got over here, he was already in the school.
Amateur video from outside the school appears to show Garza, along with other family members, pleading for answers from the police. About 10 hours later, authorities did confirm A-Marie was among the dead.
She just turned 10 2 weeks ago. 10, dude. She's 10. I just want to know what happened in her last moments. I want to know what she was doing, why he did that to her. Why did she get shot? Like, I just want to know what she did.
Yes, at this time the defense rests, other than putting in our records. We're not playing chess. I mean, will you please take the jury back in? Thank you. All right, go ahead and put in your records. 2B, Nicholas Cruz Henderson, episode 1 record. Let me just stop. Steve, are you going to have anything ready for today?
No. We're expecting,
there was 80 witnesses.
we're waiting for 40 more witnesses.
I just want to say, this is the most uncalled for, unprofessional way to try a case. You all knew about this, and even if you didn't make your decision until this morning, to have 22 people plus all of this staff and every attorney march into court, be waiting as if it's some kind of game. Now I have to send them home. The state's not ready. They're not going to have a witness ready. We have another day wasted. I honestly, I have never experienced a level of unprofessionalism in my career. It's unbelievable.
So, Judge, if we had any pretrial matters, you asked us to be here at 9:15. We were here at 9:15 to discuss pretrial matters. I have been practicing in this county for 22 years.
You know what? I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Well, Judge, you're insulting me on the record in front of my client, and I believe that I should be able to
Okay, you can do that later. You can make your record later, but you've been insulting me the entire trial. So, blatantly, taking your headphones off, arguing with me, storming out, coming late intentionally if you don't like my rulings. So, quite frankly, this has been long overdue. So please be seated. You can receive the evidence. I will receive the evidence. And then you can put whatever you want on the record at the end. Go ahead.
If you haven't heard yet, there was a shark attack that happened last week in Lovers Beach in Monterey, California, and scientists say that the shark that bit him is pretty interesting. Now, Steve Broomer, 62 years old, who is a teacher in California, was the one that was attacked in the stomach, the legs, and the arms by the shark. Steve lost about 30 pints of blood, but he is expected to make a solid recovery. Based on forensic examination of the bite mark, scientists believe that this was a great white. Not only was it a great white, but it is believed to be a great white that is 20 feet long, and that is the largest that great whites become. Now, after the attack and the beach was closed, they put drones in the air to try and find the shark, but they had no luck. Now, if that sizing is correct, it could match the description of the largest great white shark ever recorded, and her name is Deep Blue. This is Deep Blue. She is a 2.5-ton female who is believed to be over 50 years old. Great white sharks can live up to be 60, and they never stop growing, but their growth does slow down as they get older.
Welcome to ridiculous shit going on around the world right now that for some reason you just haven't heard about. Part 2. Scientists just captured videos of sharks living in active volcanoes. The scientists dropped a camera into the main crater of the Kavachi volcano located in the Solomon Islands and found sharks living in there. And apparently the sharks can use their special sensory abilities to detect when the volcanoes are going to erupt. But wait, the craziness is just getting started. Japan's first flying car just successfully flew in a test flight with a passenger on board. The car is named SD03 and it is completely electric and will be available to the public in 2023. These things would get rid of the hassle of airports, traffic jams, and car accidents, and the SD03 would eventually fly itself as well. Also, magician and stuntman David Blaine just successfully flew over the Arizona desert holding on to 50 balloons. He ended up floating to almost 25,000 feet in the sky, which is almost as high as airplanes fly, and he was in the sky for over an hour. Welcome to ridiculous shit going on around the world right now that for some reason you just haven't heard about. Part 6. A frozen dragon was just discovered in Canada. A new species of flying creature that was longer than 30 feet was discovered frozen in Canadian ice. Scientists are calling it the frozen dragon of the north, and it was one of the largest flying animals in our planet's history. A Nazi coin from 2039 was discovered in a construction site in Mexico. On the front of the coin it has a swastika, which I blurred out for obvious reasons. But on the bottom it shows the year 2039, which means that this coin is from the future and was dropped by a time traveler, or this coin could be from a parallel universe. And on the top of the coin it says Nueva Almania, which translates to New Germany. Also, Japan just built a 60-foot robot that weighs over 24 tons. The robot can even walk, kneel, move individual fingers, and even talk. Also, Amazon is selling flying security cameras. If the drone detects movement in any other room in your house, it will fly. Go check it out and record. Welcome to ridiculous things going on around the world right now that for some reason you just haven't heard about, part 26. First up, an undersea gas pipeline in the Gulf of Mexico ruptured and created this insane underwater fire. The video looks like a scene from a movie, but it is completely unedited. It took about 5 hours to put out and thankfully no one was hurt. Next, this mysterious dashcam footage has recently gone viral on Reddit and is causing controversy. It was taken on April 26th and shows a hairless creature about the size of a mountain lion running through the woods. It appears to have 6 to 8 legs and everyone is arguing on what it could be or if it's even real at all. Next, 16 tons of illegal homemade fireworks recently exploded in Los Angeles. A bomb squad was trying to destroy the 32,000 pounds of fireworks when suddenly it exploded. When it exploded, it flipped cars, smashed windows, and injured 17 people.
I'm sure a lot of people are worried about Kanye West and have seen the video where he's on water. Some say it's satanic, ritual prep. Others are actually offended that he's actually making fun of Jesus walking on water. But the big question I got for Kanye is that, listen to this. Wait.
I got hoes calling.
I don't really got no tights. I just wanna fuck all night.
Yeah.
The city's experiencing some of the warmest temperatures that we've seen in the
Draco. Soldier. She make it clap, clap, clap. She make it clap, clap, clap. She make it.
Mama. Mama. Mama.
Let's see if you guys
6 million people saw this, and they're saying it's the hardest of all time. Can I do it? Law enforcement seized over a dozen firearms and over 3,000 rounds of ammunition during a routine traffic stop. On Friday evening, a DPS trooper tried to conduct a stop on a gray Honda. It was traveling west on US 83 near La Jolla. The driver refused, and it led to a vehicle pursuit where the driver was taken into custody. The trooper searched the car and found 16 firearms, 3,520 rounds of ammo. The firearms included high-powered, fully automatic rifles, handguns, and a .50 caliber rifle. Authorities believe the weapons were
trying to have a fun summer bus.
Like, this is not going to end well for them.
It's brutal out here.
Flamingo Float Fiasco, a day of warm weather fun, taking a turn when 3 adults and 2 dogs got stranded out at sea.
Well, people in Kodiak couldn't believe their eyes over the weekend. A giant inflatable pink flamingo floating out to sea. Well, 3 people and their 2 dogs are safe and back on solid ground after being rescued near Kodiak by the U.S. Coast Guard.
I think it's deep enough to where, I can just make a little snow angel. Oh, yeah. I'm not going to run up because that might get stuck. I'm kind of on a leash right now, so this snow is perfect for snowball fights, and Ivory doesn't know what's going to hit her. Oh, I got her. Amy, back to you. I'll talk to you soon.
Troy, is this work?
No. Oh, I didn't know she had snowballs. If you have energy at 7 in the morning right now, or whatever time. It's like, yeah, 7:20-ish, but you got to come out and start building snowmans. I'm wearing some long johns, I'm wearing some jeans, and I got my ski pants on right now, so I'm feeling good. Ivory, keep up with me. Here we go. That's one. Listen, I'm taking a break, Amy, right now. It's been a really long morning building snow forts. I'll send things back to you. Take that, Ivory.
What is happening over there?
Amy, I know what it looks like, but this is easily the hardest I've ever worked. But I want to take your attention over to Big Poppy. Big snow means Big Poppy. Big snow equals Big Poppy. Remember the lesson. Big snow equals Big Poppy. Big snow equals Big Poppy. And of course, we had to make a big throne for him to sit on. So here he is. Cue the Lion King Circle of Life music. A throne fit for a garden gnome.
You don't watch this, it's so funny.
Storylines in so many shows today. You know, I was watching an episode of You where measles came up. Wait. When did I mention measles? I don't know. It was on You. What was on me? What are you talking about? I never had the measles. What's on You? We never did a measles and vaccine episode. Is this a joke? I know what you're talking about. It was on You. It was on You. I've never had, Raymond, I've never had measles. What are you talking about? It's stupid. It was an episode of a show, Laura. What's it called? You. It's called You. I've never done a show on measles. I just completely give up. We gotta get It's a show called You on Netflix. There's a show called Laura on Netflix. Never mind. I'm moving on to Adele. I can't explain this to you. The pop singer had an Oprah produced.
Stitch this and show me a Democrat being roasted with facts.
Not be accepted because they don't really fit into either place. They can't just like.
I'm saying that the Boy Scouts have a standard. You must be a biological boy to be a Boy Scout. You have to be a boy to be a Boy Scout.
Where's that written though?
In the name Boy Scouts. Let me ask you this. Okay, I won't ask you how old. I will ask you how old you are, okay? Because you're young enough that it's probably not insulting to ask you. So.
I'm 22, so I'm probably not naive, right?
No. Why aren't you 60? Why aren't you 60?
Because it.
And why can't you identify as 60? What is the problem with you identifying as 60?
It's not the same as gender. You can't just.
You're right. Age is significantly less important than gender. You can't magically change your gender. You can't magically change your sex. You can't magically change your age.
So, as most of you, if not all of you know, TikTok actually gave us an update. But I'm willing to bet that most of you clicked OK and did not click Learn More. But you're in luck because I'm Sean and I read the entire terms of service, privacy policies, and community guidelines so that you don't have to, but you should. And I'm not gonna lie, I have a few concerns, however, there are some things that have been solved, but please, before I show anything, could you please like, follow, and share? Because no one's talking about this. It's like no one reads the guidelines or the privacy policies. So while I was reading through everything looked okay until I got to this section, image and audio information. Specifically this small section right here. We may collect biometric identifiers and biometric information as defined under US laws, such as face prints and voice prints. And this really threw me off, like I have nothing to hide, but didn't TikTok just reach a $92 million settlement that had to do with the Biometric Information Privacy Act, specifically in Illinois? Which is where I have this question, is it state or federal at this point? But that's not all. TikTok may transmit your data to its servers or data centers outside of the United States for storage and processing. Vague.
Ms. Foster, you think a 10-year-old would choose to carry?
In the 10-year-old case, first of all, the Ohio...
No, my question is, would a 10-year-old choose to carry a baby?
In the Ohio case, the Ohio Attorney General said that abortion would have been justified.
Focus on the question, please. Would a 10-year-old choose to carry a baby?
I cannot...
Do you think a 10-year-old should choose to carry a baby?
I believe it would probably impact her life, and so therefore it would fall under any exception and would not be an abortion.
Wait. It would not be an abortion if a 10-year-old with her parents made the decision not to have a baby that was the result of a rape?
If a 10-year-old became pregnant as a result of rape and it was threatening her life, then that's not an abortion. So it would not fall under any abortion restriction in our nation.
Ms. Warbelow, are you familiar with disinformation?
Yes, I am.
Did you just hear some disinformation?
Yes, I heard some very significant disinformation.
Why don't you tell me about that?
Yes, an abortion is a procedure. It's a medical procedure that individuals undergo for a wide range of circumstances, including because they have been sexually assaulted, raped in the case of the 10-year-old. It doesn't matter whether or not there is a statutory exemption. It is still a medical procedure that is understood to be an abortion.
I see who you are. You are my enemy. My enemy. You are my enemy.
What happened to you?
I got maced.
You got maced.
By the place.
And what happened? You were trying to go inside the
Yeah,
Capitol?
I made it like a foot inside and they pushed me out and they maced me.
What's your name? Where are you from?
My name is Elizabeth. I'm from Knoxville, Tennessee.
And why did you want to go in?
We're storming the Capitol. It's a revolution.
Here's what Biden did on his first day, part 2. Changed the priorities of ICE, ended the Keystone XL pipeline, extended the eviction moratorium, decided to count non-citizens in the U.S. Census again, expanded protections for LGBTQ Americans, and advanced racial equity in government.
Please tell people that it was a fair fight and see what the jury and judge think. Tell the world, Johnny. Tell them, Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp, man, I'm a victim too of domestic violence, and yes. It's a fair fight. And see how many people believe or side with you.
And what did you say in response when Miss Heard said, tell the world, Johnny, tell them Johnny Depp, Johnny Depp, a man, I'm a victim too of domestic violence?
I said, yes, I am.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I can't believe this. I can't
Holy
believe it.
shit.
Yes, we're watching it right now. Did you pull a sickie, Ryan? Ryan pulled a sickie as well.
Dan Mbak Yu tahu kapan Mbak Yu meninggal?
Iya,
Mbak Yu tahu kapan Mbak Yu meninggal?
Kurang dari karena sakit.
Mbak jangan, harus diomongin juga Mbak ini maksud, tapi nggak apa-apa ini.
Ya gini.
Ini nggak apa-apa maksudnya dinaikin.
Nggak apa-apa. Karena emang gini, kalau ternyata kapan Mbak Yu mati.
Keep your eye on this car. It's drifting across a busy intersection into oncoming traffic. The woman sprinting to help knows the driver. They work together. She realizes something is seriously wrong. It's a medical emergency. The woman behind the wheel is slumped over the steering wheel. But the brave friend can't stop the runaway car alone. You can see her waving frantically. That's when perfect strangers come together. First one, then 2, 3, 4, a 5th. All hop out of their vehicles to lend a hand. Together, they stop the car. Then they try to open the doors to reach the unconscious driver. A woman finds a dumbbell in her car.
¿Sabías que con el fallecimiento de la reina Isabel hay todo un protocolo que afecta a más de 50 países en el mundo llamado Operación Puente de Londres? Sí, apenas confirmado el deceso, el secretario privado de la reina llamará al primer ministro, al que le dirá por una línea segura: el Puente de Londres ha caído. En ese momento, el primer ministro activará la Operación Puente de Londres y llamará inmediatamente a los 15 países donde la reina era jefe de Estado e informará a los más de 50 territorios de la mancomunidad y líderes de otras naciones. Acto seguido, se informará mediante un flash informativo a los medios de comunicación del Reino Unido y todo el mundo. Cada radio inglesa emitirá una señal de catástrofe nacional. Se cambiará la música de las radios, se suspenderá la programación televisiva, el logo rojo de la BBC se transformará a negro y vestirán a sus presentadores con ropa negra que tienen siempre a la mano para este día. Carlos, su hijo mayor, se convertirá inmediatamente en rey y realizará una gira por los países del Reino Unido mientras preparan el funeral de su madre. Se prohibirán los programas de comedia, las tiendas, empresas y la bolsa de valores cerrarán por respeto. Un día antes del funeral, el nuevo rey dará un discurso y jurará lealtad.
To celebrate moments of pride, joy,
El día del funeral, entre 9 y 12 días después del fallecimiento, será un día festivo donde el ataúd será llevado a la capilla de San Jorge para que descanse junto a su padre y su esposo. Serán aproximadamente 12 días de luto nacional. Finalmente, luego de un año, será la coronación oficial del rey Carlos con el nombre que decide utilizar.
We are coming on the air with breaking news. Ukrainian officials telling NBC News their country is under attack. Our team spread throughout Ukraine, hearing large blasts and explosions all across the country. Our team also reporting Russian troops landing in parts of Ukraine as the sun is rising there. Ukraine and its 44 million citizens are waking up to their country now being invaded. Russian forces are spread along nearly every border. Russian President Vladimir Putin going on television early this morning announcing the attack and telling Ukrainian forces to lay down their arms. Putin also threatening any and all countries who try to interfere. Those were his words. It is coming up on Daybreak in Ukraine. Let's get right to Aaron McLaughlin, who is in Kiev for us, who over the last 2 hours has been hearing those blasts. Aaron, tell us everything you've heard, everything you've experienced, and also what Ukrainian officials are telling you tonight.
Hey, Tom, well, we've actually just heard yet another explosion in the distance, this time directly behind me. We're hearing explosions really on all sides of the location that I'm standing now, in intervals of seemingly 15 minutes. People here waking up to their windows shaking here in Kyiv. According to an advisor to the Minister of the Interior, cruise and ballistic missile attacks are underway, striking a number of locations, including airfields and military headquarters. No indication that civilian locations have been struck by missiles so far. Also, no sirens. We have not heard a single siren in the capital. City officials had told me that there is a siren system. They had tested it, though we have yet to hear that siren system. We're hearing from the Ukrainian foreign minister in a tweet say Putin has just launched a full-scale invasion of Ukraine.
Хочу еще раз все-таки подчеркнуть это. Я говорил, но мне очень бы хотелось, чтобы вы меня услышали все-таки в конце концов и донесли это до своих читателей, зрителей и пользователей в интернете. Но вы понимаете или нет, что если Украина будет в НАТО и военным путем будет возвращать себе Крым, европейские страны автоматически будут втянуты в военный конфликт с Россией. Конечно, значит, потенциал объединенной организации НАТО и России несопоставим. Мы понимаем. Но мы даже и понимаем, что Россия одна из ведущих ядерных держав. А по некоторым компонентам, по современности даже многих опережает. Победителей не будет. И вы окажетесь втянутыми в этот конфликт помимо своей воли. И вы даже не успеете глазом моргнуть, когда будете исполнять пункт 5 Римского договора. Господин президент, конечно, не хочет этого развития. И я не хочу. И я не хочу. Поэтому он здесь и находится, и мучает меня уже 6 часов подряд вопросами, гарантиями, вариантами решения. Ну, я считаю, что это благородная миссия. И благодарен ему за то, что он предпринимает такие усилия. Со своей стороны будем делать все для того, чтобы найти вот эти компромиссы, которые всех устраивают.
You won't see this in Western media.
Никогда не говорил публично. Скажу об этом впервые. В 2000 году, во время визита в Москву уходящего со своей должности президента США Билла Клинтона, я спросил его, а как Америка отнесется к тому, чтобы принять Россию в НАТО? Не буду раскрывать все подробности той беседы. Но реакция на мой вопрос внешне выглядела, скажем так, весьма сдержанной. А как американцы реально отнеслись к этой возможности, фактически видно на их практических шагах в отношении нашей страны. Так и хочется спросить, зачем? Зачем все это? Ради чего? Ну ладно, не хотите видеть в нашем лице друга и союзника, но зачем же делать из нас врага?
Roderick, can you explain what you're doing in this photo?
That's not me.
That's not you?
Nope.
देखिए, सुशांत सिंह राजपूत की मौत से जुड़ा हुआ एक बहुत अहम सवाल उठ खड़ा हुआ है कि क्या कहीं इसके पीछे कोई साजिश तो नहीं है। और ये सवाल इसलिए उठ खड़ा हुआ है क्योंकि थोड़ी देर पहले जब हमने सुशांत सिंह राजपूत के एक दोस्त से बात की तो उन्होंने एक बहुत बड़ा खुलासा किया। हम सब ये जानते हैं कि एक हफ्ते पहले ही सुशांत सिंह राजपूत की जो एक्स मैनेजर थी दिशा, 9 जून को ही उन्होंने सुसाइड कर लिया था अपनी बिल्डिंग के फ्लोर से कूदकर। दोस्त ने ये खुलासा किया है कि सिर्फ दिशा ही नहीं बल्कि सुशांत सिंह राजपूत के 2 और दोस्तों ने हाल ही में खुदकुशी की है। मनमीत ग्रेवाल जो कि उनके दोस्त थे, 15 मई को उन्होंने अपनी जान दे दी, सुसाइड कर लिया। इसके अलावा प्रेक्षा मेहता ने 26 मई को सुसाइड कर लिया। ये दोनों भी सुशांत के बहुत पक्के दोस्त थे। यानी 3 दोस्तों ने हाल ही में सुसाइड किया सुशांत सिंह राजपूत के, और अब सुशांत सिंह ने अपनी जान दे दी। तो कोई राज छुपा हुआ है क्या इसके पीछे? ये बड़ा सवाल है। सुशांत सिंह राजपूत से जुड़ी हुई इस वक्त की एक और ब्रेकिंग न्यूज आपको दे दूं। एक और नई जानकारी ये सामने आई है कि सुशांत सिंह राजपूत ने अपनी खुदकुशी से ठीक पहले रात 12 बजे के बाद अपने 2 दोस्तों को फोन किया था। उन 2 दोस्तों के नाम सामने आ गए हैं। पहला फोन उन्होंने रिया चक्रवर्ती को किया, जिन्हें र्यूमर्ड गर्लफ्रेंड भी माना जाता है सुशांत सिंह राजपूत की। हालांकि इसकी पुष्टि हम नहीं कर सकते, लेकिन रिया चक्रवर्ती ने फोन नहीं उठाया। उसके बाद रात में 3 बजे के करीब महेश शेट्टी, जो कि बहुत ही अच्छे दोस्त हैं सुशांत के, उनको सुशांत ने फोन किया, लेकिन उन्होंने भी फोन नहीं उठाया। बहुत अफसोस की बात रही कि इन दोनों ने ही फोन नहीं उठाया। और उसके बाद सुबह 10:30 बजे के करीब सुशांत ने आत्महत्या कर ली, खुदकुशी कर ली। महेश शेट्टी ने दोपहर 12 बजे उन्हें कॉल बैक किया, लेकिन तब तक बहुत देर हो चुकी थी। अब मुंबई पुलिस रिया चक्रवर्ती और महेश शेट्टी, इन दोनों दोस्तों से भी पूछताछ करने जा रही है। ये एक बड़ा अपडेट।
No! Damn it! What the fuck? Am I fired? I just started. This motherfucker. I just got started. He ripped the shit off. I feel naked. I'm just here.
Okay, you guys wanted the long version? Well, here you go. Here's what's happening on Mom Talk.
Young Gravy is single. Young Gravy is 6'8". Young Gravy's in Birmingham. Looking for a mate. Where the moms?
If you were alive back in 1987, then you probably remember this sweet little baby, baby Jessica. Back on October 14th, 1987, this sweet little baby was in the backyard of her aunt's daycare when she fell down a well. It was an 8-inch hole and she fell 22 feet down, and she was trapped in the splits position with her foot above her head. She was in there for 58 hours, and we were glued to our screens as they were attempting to rescue that little baby. On October 16th, 58 hours later, after we were praying and crying, the rescuers pulled baby Jessica out, and we all were around our TV screens cheering and thanking God. If you remember this moment, let me know.
We have breaking space news. It was just announced that the Hubble Space Telescope has observed the most distant star ever recorded. Here's the photo that Hubble took, and if you look right there, you'll see the star. The universe is about 13.8 billion years old, and the light that Hubble just detected from this new star has been traveling through the universe towards Earth for 12.9 billion years. So the light that Hubble is seeing from this star was emitted when the universe was only 900 million years old, or 7% of the age that the universe is now. And here's the crazy part. Normally, we would never be able to see a single point of light this far away. But this star occurs on or extremely close to a ripple in the fabric of space. This effect is similar to when the ripples on the surface of a pool create patterns of really bright light on the floor of the pool. And you can see the same effect happening with the water in this cup here. So this star has been brightened and magnified up to 1,000 times from our point of view, which is why we're able to see it. This star is 4 billion years older than the previous most distant star we'd ever seen. And since the light we're seeing was emitted so long ago, this star died a really long time ago. We're seeing 12.9 billion years into the past. And to make things even crazier, it's possible that what we're seeing isn't a star at all, but actually the accretion disk around a black hole that's just as old. They just know that there's a really old, bright object right there. And thankfully, when it's fully operational, the James Webb Space Telescope will be taking a closer look at this object. I love space.
We are about to observe the first supermassive black hole merger ever. Right now, two supermassive black holes at the center of a merged galaxy 1 billion light years away are orbiting around each other faster and faster. In fact, their orbital period is becoming so fast that astronomers predict that this merger could happen by the end of this year. When these black holes collide, the collision will release so much energy that it will briefly outshine all of the stars in the entire universe combined. Hopefully from this collision, we can gain a better understanding of how supermassive black holes get so large. Follow for more astronomy content.
Sosok Kapten Afwan pilot Sriwijaya Air yang identik dengan kopiah putih dan rajin beribadah. Kita mengetahui bahwa kabar duka datang dari pesawat Sriwijaya Air dengan nomor penerbangan SJ182. Dan berdasarkan manifest pesawat tersebut dipiloti oleh Kapten Afwan. Dan lalu banyak banget orang yang menceritakan tentang kebaikan Kapten Afwan, di mana dia selalu mengingatkan orang untuk jangan lupa sholat subuh. Dan beliau sangat terkenal rajin banget beribadah. Bahkan beliau sempat update status, setinggi apapun aku terbang tidak akan mencapai surga bila tidak sholat 5 waktu. Korea Selatan siagakan angkatan laut untuk bantu cari KRI Nanggala. Ternyata guys, pihak Korea Selatan juga ikut membantu dalam pencarian KRI Nanggala. Bahkan Korea Selatan menginstruksikan armada lautnya untuk bersiaga dan siap dikirim kapan saja ke Indonesia. Jadi Kementerian Pertahanan Korea Selatan langsung menyiagakan pasukannya tak lama setelah mendengar kabar ini. Dan saat ini Indonesia sudah menerima bantuan dari Singapura dan Malaysia. Namun hebatnya banyak banget negara lain yang mau menawarkan bantuan. Oksigen dari KRI Nanggala 402 diprediksi habis. Dan sekarang ini operasi besar-besaran dikerahkan untuk mencari KRI Nanggala 402 ini. Bahkan sebanyak 23 KRI dikerahkan Angkatan Laut untuk mencari kapal selam tersebut. Operasi pencarian juga didukung oleh helikopter dan juga beberapa bantuan dari negara lainnya. Ada juga 3 kapal SAR Basarnas, 4 kapal patroli Bahar Kam Polri. Sekarang ini pencarian sedang dilakukan dengan menggunakan kekuatan yang penuh banget. Mengingat persediaan oksigen diperkirakan hanya mampu pukul 3 waktu Indonesia Barat tadi.